So today I thought I would do a long overdue Q&A about me on the channel. I am a very private person despite being on the internet, so doing a Q&A gives me heart palpitations and excessive anxiety.
Don't be so dramatic, sis!
I have done a couple of Q&As before, but it's just not something that I do a lot of, so thank you to everybody who sent questions over on Twitter. I did advise that the weirder the question, the more likely it was to make it into the video, because obviously you get the same questions over and over, and I have answered a lot of them in videos before or in live streams before, but if you're here and interested in knowing more about me, I am surprised. Honestly, I largely think that people come to the channel for the content as opposed to me, so I am aware of that. Accurate. Thank you to every single person who did submit a question. I do show a little bit more of my personal life over on Patreon, so if you're interested in that, I do 2 videos a week. They're usually me just shiting on and talking to the camera. A little bit raw, a little bit rough and ready. Why am I doing this? Before I get into the video, do be sure to subscribe, otherwise you're gonna get allergies. I have allergies, they're super inconvenient. You don't want them, believe me. Subscribe. Okay, so first question we have, would you rather speak with a Lucky Charms accent for the rest of your life or never be allowed to use toilet paper again? I would say probably speak with a Lucky Charms accent for the rest of my life, because some things are just important, right? On the flip side though, a lot of people have those clip-on toilet bidets. This is a very funny place to start the video. I'm guessing that means I couldn't use toilet paper for even like blowing my nose and stuff, which yeah, I do that sometimes. I'm not always one with the posh tissues. I would definitely say the Irish Lucky Charms accent for sure. Although on the flip side now they make those fancy clip-in toilet bidets. I still don't know if I'd have 100% faith in them. They seem like a good idea, but this is going down a funny way of talking about the toilet, and I think we've gone far enough down this wormhole. Next question, you have €4 to spend at a pound shop, what would you buy? Sorry, that's the equivalent of the dollar store in Ireland. Right, yes it is, we call them pound shops here, even though they're actually in euro. I'm gonna guess that you are implying that I could get 4 things in a pound shop as opposed to having £4, because in actuality here in the euro shop everything is €1.50. So I'm gonna just go with I can buy 4 things. I love pound shops. They're my favourite thing in the whole world because I get to leave having loads of stuff and I haven't spent a lot of money. So I pretty much go to pound shops all the time, and this is what I always buy. Something for Chewie, because it's always good to bring him home something when he's been a good boy. If I'm at a pound shop, he's probably on his own. Usually a massive Toblerone bar, those are €1.50 in deals, so I'd get one of them, a big Toblerone bar. Something arts and craftsy, usually like stick-on sequins or like something more adventurous in the art section. And some kind of cable that I've broken, because I break cables on a very regular basis in my household, like charger cables for the iPhone and for my iPad and stuff. I break them constantly, so buying the cheapy ones is always the best option. So that's the 4 things I buy. I love pound shops, I love them. You once said you'd never tasted an orange. Is that still true? What other common foods have I never tasted? Yes, I've still not tasted an actual orange, although I have tasted orange flavour things, which I like, but the texture of an orange weirds me out.
It's like orange juice.
It is hard.
I am actually not a very adventurous food person. I am in the sense that I'll try different combinations of things I like very easily, but new foods not so much. Okay, this next one, I don't know if you're implying these are 2 bad things or 2 wonderful things. I have a choice between living in a haunted castle for the rest of my life or having Chewie possessed by the spirit of a Guinness brewer and he starts brewing Guinness in my bathtub. See, to me both of those things are good. However, the smell of Guinness is not wonderful. If you've ever gone past the Guinness storehouse, it's actually pretty gross. So I would easily say live in a haunted castle. I think that sounds amazing. I was recently watching Netflix's Bly Manor and Haunted Hill, the other one that they have, and it's looked amazing to me. I mean, after spending a year pretty much in total lockdown on my own, I have to say I would welcome the company of ghosts and spirits. Some of them have to be cool to hang out with, right? So befriend the good ones and just, you know, exercise the bad ones or what else.
We can be friends, or we can be enemies.
If found a genie lamp, what would be your 3 wishes and why? Rules are the same as Aladdin from Limitations on Wishes. I think somebody else asked me this question too. Okay, I think the rules are you can't wish for more wishes and you can't make somebody love you. I'm gonna also go with my 3 wishes have to be selfish wishes. Like I can't wish for like world peace or something, because obviously I'd say that to make myself look good in this video, even though I probably would just pick the selfish wishes. World peace. Actually, as time goes on, I'm seeing why that would actually be good for everybody individually. But anyway, 3 selfish wishes. I would wish that Chewie and the rest of my family would live happy and healthy forever. Can I wish for that? I don't know, but that's what I would wish for. Number 2, I would wish to find my person, because I would very much like that, having been through a lot of arseholes now. More than my fair share.
You want to play with fire, little boy?
And number 3, I would wish for, and this is kind of an existential one, but I think I would wish for success in my career. And I already hear you going, how do you define success? It's just a concept in my head. I feel like I'll know when I reach it. I'd probably never reach it because I'll just keep changing the goalposts. But yeah, that's what I would like. Along with that career success would come a house with a garden for Chewie. What is the weirdest pickup line you've ever heard and what was your reaction to it? Do you know, I haven't had a lot of pickup lines. I don't think pickup lines are a thing a lot of Irish people use. But I do remember when I was about 20 in college, a guy came up to me and he said, "Do you work on a chicken farm?" And I was like, "No." And then he said, "Well, you're very good at raising." And I'll let you guys figure out what the punchline of that one is. My reaction to it was I wanted to be appalled, but I actually found it quite funny. So I was like, "Oh!" and just started laughing. No, we didn't end up going out or anything. I just laughed and walked away. If Chewie were a human male, what sort of occupation and what sort of hobbies would he have? Chewie, what do you think? I think if Chewie were a human male, despite, you know, calculations of human years versus dog years, he's 6 at the moment in dog years, I think he would be eternally like a 17, 18, 19-year-old boy.
No, leave me alone, man.
Really determined to go and do his own thing, but then when he messes up, he just comes running back to his mom. As for a job, oh, I don't know if he'd have a job. I think he'd be pretty lazy. If he could do something with food, I think he'd do that because he's a big fan of food, so. If you had to choose between knowing what anyone you looked at was thinking or not being able to eat and instead getting your energy directly from the sun, becoming immune to UV in the process, which would you choose? What? I wouldn't get to eat ever again. I love eating. Like, it's one of my favorite things. I've done far too much eating this year. We need to go for a jog, let's be honest. I suppose in that choice, even though there would be downsides to it, I suppose I would go for read what's on the other people's minds. I suppose I'd go for that, although I can see why that would be annoying too. But I just love food so much. So, yeah, I couldn't not eat. Why are Scottish people better than Irish people? They're not. We Scottish lass, but thank you for your question. Scottish people and Irish people are very similar, as are Canadians. I don't know how Canadians got so much like us. They're our long lost cousins or something. Irish people, Scottish people and Canadians, we're all very similar. And final question, Santa Claus, boxers or briefs? I have so many questions for the questioner of this question. I mean, are we asking what I think Santa Claus wears, or are we asking, do I prefer on a man boxers or briefs? In which case, I'm not sure why I would be attracted to Santa Claus. That's not usually his go-to thing, being a sexy figure. So I can't really answer that question because I am so confused by you and your question. You absolute weirdo. Anyway, that's it for today's video. Over to Chewie for a couple of shoutouts.
Hello everybody, just want to say Happy Christmas to everybody. I got lots of presents today, but apparently that's not what it's all about. Supposedly it's about love and all that stuff, so whatever, Happy Christmas!
And that's it, I'll see you on the other side, bye.
I'm gonna go eat a bar of chocolate, thank you for watching.